Namaste. So welcome to our immersion into Shraddha Yoga Therapy. And today we're working with the activation of the Heart Protector channel and the Triple Heater channel. So these channels are working with, rather than direct organs, working with areas of the body. So the Heart Protector channel refers to the pericardium, a channel or a meridian that feeds into the sac of muscle that lives around your heart. And its function is literally to protect the heart, so on a physical level, but also on a mental, emotional level. So it acts kind of like a buffer or a filter, and it allows us to process the emotions that the heart stores over time. So it's very similar to shock. You know how you have an experience and it's an intense experience which is overwhelming and a little too much for you to deal with in that present moment. And shock allows you to deal with what you need to deal with in that moment and then process it slowly over time. So you might have a car accident and you sit up straight and you get things done, and then when you get home, your whole body drops and starts to have the emotional output of the experience. So our Heart Protector allows that same process over time. So say, for example, you had a breakup. You'd been in a relationship for 10 years. And you had a breakup. It's not like you wake up the next morning and bam, you're completely over it. Sometimes it can take us a month, 6 months, a year, years to fully process everything that's occurred and needs healing inside of a relationship. So what allows that to happen in our body on an energetic level is the Heart Protector. So the Heart Protector being a filter or a buffer, just like any other filter, if we don't get in and process what's stored there, if we don't get in and consciously process the emotions around the heart, then it can get clogged, it can get stuck. And when that happens, it creates this feeling of being cut off from our emotions and eventually cut off from feeling sensations in the body altogether. So it affects this area here, this area called the diaphragm, front and back of the body in this space. And if there's lots of clogged, unprocessed emotion, this area can get very tight and stuck. So the energy can't flow down and ground in the body. And we get lots of fire energy. We're working with the fire element today, the second part of the fire element. All that fire energy gets stuck up in the head and disconnected from the body. So this practice is really about opening that up and connecting to the body. And also we're working with the Triple Heater meridian. The Triple Heater is more of a concept in the body. It talks about the 3 burners or the 3 heaters. The upper burner, which is your respiration, the middle burner, which is your digestion, and the lower burner, which is your elimination and reproduction. So it's really concerned with the healthy, harmonious flow of energy through all these systems of the body. And it governs a healthy immune system and a healthy lymphatic system. So let's get started by having a look at where the channels run in our body. So the channels, remember, they run symmetrically, meaning both sides of the body. I'll demonstrate just on my left arm today. So your Heart Protector channel runs right up the center of the inner arm. It starts at the middle finger, and it runs right up through the center of the palm, right up through the center of the forearm, through the center of your upper arm, and feeds into the armpit. And there's an extension of the channel that feeds into the sac of muscle around the heart. Triple Heater runs on the outside of the arm, being the yang channel. It runs from the 4th finger up the upper outer portion of the arm, and it extends all the way up and around your ear. There's also an extension of the channel we're going to work with today that runs right down the side of your body, very similar to gallbladder, slightly apart from the gallbladder, and ends in your 3rd toe. So we're going to be opening up the sides of the body to connect with this channel. So let's begin. So we're going to start today loosening up any of that tension that might have accumulated in the diaphragm. So we're going to take our right hand and we're going to aim for 4 finger widths directly beneath the sternum. The sternum is where the 2 lower ribs meet. So 4 finger widths beneath the sternum, find your opposite thumb and place it directly beneath your pinky finger. That left hand is now in a fist, and we use this right hand to press that fist nice and firmly into this space. Now, if there's congested energy there, this can feel quite strong. You might even feel a little nauseous. And we're going to make little rotations in one direction. So you just have a sense of massaging out that space. Now, if it is quite tender, if there's a lot of stuck energy in this position of the body, then you might feel so nauseous that it can ensue a sense that you're going to vomit. So go really easy if that's the case, and just be gentle. If it starts to unravel, then you can go that little bit deeper. So just stay in your body and feel. Let's take a few more rotations in this direction, feeling that starting to unwind. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Place the opposite thumb in the same position Bring that left hand to the base of the palm and just rotations in the other direction. So really feeling that. You might want to close the eyes, make sure your shoulders and your jaw are relaxed. And you're just exploring that area. There's a sense of unraveling and softening and emptying any stagnant chi. When we do so, then we can take a much deeper breath that broadens not only the chest, but allows us to take not short, shallow breaths, but deep, grounded breaths all the way down into the base of the belly. And then let's release that. Right, so we're going to come into the channels in the arms now. We bring our arms straight out to the side, and we're going to flex our palms. So you want your middle finger to be drawing right back. Pressing into the heel of the palm, this helps us to access the channel right into the center of the chest. Our inhalations, breathe from the belly up into the chest, lift the throat and draw the hands together. Our exhalations, round the spine, bring the palms to touch. Inhale, breathe from the belly, through the ribs, into the heart. And when you exhale, round, broaden and release. 2 more times. Inhale, really press into the heel of the palm. And when you exhale, round. This is our last time. We're going to hold it this time. Inhale out and hold. Good. Relax your shoulders. Draw back on all 10 fingers. When you inhale, press into the heel of the palms and spread those palms wide apart. And then release and let go. Great. We're going to come up onto all fours now. From an all fours position, we'll take a few cat-cow postures. So we're going to have our hands beneath our shoulders and our knees beneath our hips. When we inhale, we bring the heart forward through the chest, forward through the arms, lift up through your throat. And when we exhale, we round and we lift the back of the heart high to the ceiling. Inhalation, lengthen the front of the chest, breathe into the heart center. And then exhalation, rounding your spine and lifting the back. 2 more times slowly. Inhale, feel the chest stretch forward and open. Exhale, round. Good. This is your last time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's return to a neutral spine. We're going to take our right hand straight up to the ceiling. Look towards your fingertips and lengthen the chest up to the hand. When we exhale, bring that arm all the way across and stretch open the upper back. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale. Twist the spine a little bit deeper. Lift the fingertips a little bit higher. And when you exhale, come all the way across. Good. Last 2 times, a little bit quicker now. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lengthen. Last time. Inhale, lift. Now when you exhale, you're going to bring that arm all the way across. And when you get there, take it through a little bit further. So you're really stretching open the upper back. Now take your opposite hand straight up to the ceiling and flex that left hand. Perfect. So you want to really focus on this middle finger. Heart protector channel runs right down the center of the arm and into the chest. So pressing into the heel of the palm, nice. Draw back on the middle finger. Now ground the back of the opposite palm firmly into the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. And when you exhale, begin to draw that hand down towards the floor. Keep that firm flexion. How's that going? Good. Take nice, big, full, deep breaths in. When you exhale, take that arm a little bit further. Nice, deep stretch. Good. Keep breathing from the belly, through the ribs, and into the chest. When you exhale, take that through a little bit deeper. Nice, deep opening of heart protector channel. And then release. Great job. We're going to bring that hand all the way back down to the floor now, and we'll transition to the other side. Come back up onto all fours. And let's take a moment just for cat-cow. Inhalations, lengthen the front body. Exhale, round the back body. And then come back to a neutral spine, and we'll come to the other side. So let's repeat that on the left side. Inhalation lifts the left fingertips to the ceiling, lift the heart. And when we exhale, come all the way through. And then again, inhale, take that heart a little bit higher, fingertips a little higher. And then exhale through. Good, a little bit faster. Inhale, breathe into the heart. And exhale, stretch. Last time, inhale, lift up. And then when we exhale, we bring the arm all the way through. And then when you get there, take that arm that little bit further. So you're really opening the upper back. And then we bring that opposite hand straight up to the ceiling. And we're going to flex the palm. So really draw back on the fingertips. Press the opposite palm firmly into the mat. And then draw those fingers all the way to the floor. Good, and work with your breath. Each time you inhale, breathe from the belly to the heart. And each time you exhale, draw back on the fingers and draw the fingertips towards the floor. Is that okay? Great. You want to get a really nice long opening that you can palpably feel. If you can really draw back on that middle finger, see if you can really sense sensations happening in the inner arm, heart protector channel. Let's stay here for one last breath. Nice. And then really slowly bring that hand all the way back down. And we're going to come back to all fours. Hands beneath our shoulders. We take an inhalation, lengthening the heart forward. Our exhale rounds the spine. And then release. Good, and let's come back to sitting. From this position, we're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to bring our knees together and our heels together to touch. And we're going to stretch open triple heater through the side body. So we're going to interlace our hands at the top of our head. We're going to inhale, coming up onto the knees. And when we exhale, drop the right hip down to the floor. Press through both palms and straighten right side body. Inhalation, back to the center. And when we exhale, stretch left side, looking to the ceiling. Inhale to the center. And exhale. We're not sitting on the floor. We're just lengthening the hip out of the waist. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One last time, each side. Inhale, center. And then exhale, stretch. Last time, inhale. Exhale, reach up. And then come back to the center and come back down to all fours. We cross our feet at the ankles. We sit down behind the ankles and bring the buttocks to the floor. So let's begin with our right leg in front. We're going to continue to work triple heater down the side of the body and into the outer hip and thigh. With your right leg in front, keep both sit bones grounded and start to walk your hands forward. So you're not lifting your buttocks as you lengthen the heart. Now from this position, start to walk to your left side until you've aligned your belly directly over the left thigh. Then walk your right fingertips even further forward and simultaneously ground that right buttock down into the floor. As the right buttock grounds and the right fingertips walk, you're going to feel a nice long length right down the side of the body and into that outer hip and outer thigh. Triple heater channel. Now relax your chin, soften your head, and breathe. So remember that where you take your attention is where energy flows. So see if you can breathe all of your consciousness, all of your presence into the area you're working, breathing fully and deeply into the side of the body. Let's take one last breath there and really stretch that out. Nice, and then release. Walk gently back to the center, come all the way up, and we're going to change sides. We're going to bring that left foot in front. With your left foot in front, keep both buttocks anchored on the floor and start to walk the hands forward. Make sure you're not rounding the spine but lengthening from the heart. And then start to walk. We're going to come all the way over and we want to align our belly directly over the thigh. When you get there, start to walk left fingertips a little further forward. Ground your left buttock down into the floor and you're going to start to feel that length right down the left side of the body. From here, you want to relax the back of the neck. Soften the head. Allow the head just to drop with gravity so that all of your attention can come into the space you're working. And have a sense of breathing there. Like you can breathe right up the side of your body. Feel the skin stretch across the bone. And when you exhale, relax. Yeah, have a sense of the whole body dropping and softening and letting go. The inhalation activates the posture. And the exhalation allows any stuck, stagnant energy to be released and start to move and unravel. Last breath. And we release. We walk our hands back to the center and we come all the way up to stand. So we're going to come to the top of the mat now and we're going to salute the sun. So let's begin just on our hands and knees. Bring your feet to the top of the mat.
and come all the way to stand. Your big toes are touching, your ankles slightly apart, and let's bring our hands to the heart. Good. Take a moment to ground into your center here. We're going to move slowly and consciously, enhancing present moment awareness. Our inhalations, press down into the feet, lift up through the fingertips. Our exhale, lengthen the heart out of the belly as you pour forward into forward fold. Inhalation, lift and lengthen the front of your body. And when you exhale, step back into plank position. And we're going to lower all the way down to lie on the floor. Now, lying on the floor, we're going to press into the hands and we're going to come into what's called seal posture. So in seal pose, you want to bring your hands straight out in front and your arms will be straight. So you'll find the right distance. And deep posture is the hands nice and close. A gentle posture is the hands further away. So find what works for your body. We don't want the shoulders up around the ears. Drop your shoulders down and curl your armpits into the chest to broaden the shoulder blades. Now from here, what we want to focus on is stretching open any congestion out of the diaphragm so we can breathe the breath all the way into the belly while we're opening the heart protector. So the way that we do that is on our inhalation, we breathe into the belly, lift the chin and press the belly to the mat, swelling the diaphragm. When we exhale, the chin comes down into the chest. Let's do that again. Inhale slowly, breathe into the belly so it touches the floor. And when you exhale, chin comes into the chest. So each inhalation, as you're lifting the chin to the ceiling, you'll feel the heart expand, chin lifts up to the ceiling on the inhale. You'll feel the diaphragm swell and the belly presses into the mat. And when you exhale, relaxing the chin all the way back to the chest. Nice, let's do that 2 more times. So any of that emotional, stuck, congested tension in the diaphragm starts to release. And this allows us to feel more readily what's happening in our bodies and what's happening in our feeling state. Good, let's do this one last time. And then release. And we're going to slowly lower all the way down to the mat. So from here, we're going to come into a variation of bow posture. So you're going to bend your knees. And instead of bringing your hands outside, today we're going to bring our hands to the inside of the ankles. Keep your feet and your knees at hip distance apart. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift your knees off the mat. And when you exhale, press your knees back to the wall behind you, expanding your chest. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift the knees. And when you exhale, draw those feet back and feel the chest expanding. Look to the ceiling and feel the opening of the heart. Each time you inhale, there's a lift of the legs. And each time you exhale, we're drawing the body back, expanding the chest. And with the hands in this position, there's an opening of that inner arm. So we're getting right into the heart protector channel. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. Each time you inhale, lift those legs a little higher. And each time you exhale, draw back. Nice. Last breath. And then release. Come all the way down. So we're going to continue to open this heart protector channel as we twist the spine and release the back. So we're going to bring our left hand straight out in front and take your right hand straight out beside you. Take your legs as wide as possible. So come onto the balls of your feet, legs out wide. Now from this position, we're going to flex that right hand and draw back on all 5 fingertips. And keeping this right hip on the floor, inhale, take that hand to the ceiling. Both hips stay flat on the mat. Good. Take a breath in as you draw deeper back on the fingertips. And exhale, take that hand a little higher, opening the inner arm. Now, as you inhale, this exhalation, keep the right knee on the floor, but lift that right hip all the way up and take that hand further down behind you. Good. Make sure you're really flexing into that palm as you breathe there. So as you draw back on these fingertips, middle finger draws back, opening that channel. Good. Feeling a nice deep stretch across the heart. Take one last breath like this. And now when you exhale, bring that hand all the way down to the floor. So that right knee might come off the floor, and that's okay. And then close your eyes and breathe. So you can see that in this position, with the arms straight and pressing into the heel of that palm, we get this nice deep opening as we're releasing the back. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Really enjoy that breath, full and deep. Belly, rib cage and chest. Heart expanding wider and wider with each breath, and all your exhales just letting go. Let's take one last breath in this position. And then we'll release, rolling back onto our bellies. And we'll change sides. So the right arm comes out in front. Left arm out to the side, and bring those feet as wide as is comfortable. Come onto the balls of your feet. Now keep this left hip flat on the mat. Flex the left hand and draw your left hand straight up to the ceiling. So initially we're just opening the channel in the arms. Left hip stays grounded. Flex the palm and draw that arm back a little further. Now we can lift that left hip. Left hip comes off the mat and we draw the hand behind us. Draw the middle finger back, so you really want to palpably sense the feeling sensations in that inner arm. Take a nice deep breath in, and now when you exhale, you can bring that hand all the way to the floor. If that left knee lifts off the mat, that's totally okay. And you can see this deep opening of the chest as you extend through the channel, and at the same time, that release of lower, middle, and upper back. Let's take one last breath in this position. And as you exhale, come all the way back down, lying on your bellies. As you come to lie on your bellies, bring your hands aside the body. And let's come back into the triple heater meridian. So we'll press into the palms. We lift the chest, and then we're going to come onto our knees. We're going to bend our knees, crossing our feet at our ankles, and sit down on our buttocks. And then we're going to lengthen our legs out wide. So bringing the legs out wide, draw the flesh of both buttocks back so you're sitting up tall, and press into both feet. Now from this position, we want to open the side of the body. So we turn to face that right leg. With your right hand at the outer right knee, take your left hand straight up to the ceiling and twist. Align your heart with the right kneecap. And then pour that outer hand to the outside of the right leg. Now today that might come to the shin, it might come to the ankle, maybe it comes to the foot. But what's important here is that you keep that opposite buttock grounded. So as you lengthen down through this left buttock and you reach through that left arm, forward fold. Nice, we get a nice long opening, triple heater right down the side of the body. Relax your chin, close your eyes, and embody your awareness. Keeping all of your attention in your body and stay where you're working. When you inhale, breathe space right up that left side of the body. And when you exhale, allow the body to drop that little bit further. Last breath here. And then release. Coming all the way up, we come directly into the other side. We twist to the left side. We bring the left hand to the outer knee. We take the right hand to the ceiling. And we align the heart over the kneecap. And then we exhale, pouring forward. The outer hand comes to the outer leg. Inhalation, lift and lengthen, and exhale, pour forward. Now be mindful of this right buttock lifting. Ground the right buttock back down onto the floor. And as you press down through that buttock and reach through the arm, we feel that right down the right side of the body. Each inhalation, you can gently twist, gently align the spine a little deeper. And each exhalation, you can reach a little further. You're wanting to really feel this whole space right down the back outside of the right side of your body. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Allow this last breath to take you nice and deep. And then we release. Let's turn back to face the top of our mats. We're going to come down and lie on the spine, and we're going to do some core belly strengthening that simultaneously opens this channel in the heart and releases tension from the back of the diaphragm. We bring our hands either side of the thighs, and we just support ourselves to lie all the way down. And we're going to hug the knees into the chest. You're going to bring all 10 fingers to interlace behind the head, and your elbows come out wide. Now, what's important here is that you're upper body doesn't rock. Both shoulder blades stay flat. And we're going to draw our knees so deeply into our chest that the buttocks lift off the floor. So this creates lots of contraction of the lower belly. We maintain that. Take a nice deep breath in here. And when you exhale, bring your knees to your right armpit as you turn your head to your left elbow. Keep those knees tucked nice and high. And then come all the way back to the center. Good. Over to the other side as you inhale. Keep that right shoulder dropped. And tuck those knees right up into the armpit. And then exhale, coming back to the center. And you're going to continue. Inhale over to the right, both shoulder blades flat. Tuck the armpit so you're really stretching open this part of your back, the back of the diaphragm. Exhale to the center, strong bellies. Inhale over to the side. Tuck the knees up into the armpit. And then exhale back to the center. We've got one last time each side. So as we're doing this, follow the rhythm of your own breath. We're strengthening the core belly. We're releasing tension out of the back of the diaphragm, which relates to our heart protector. And at the same time, we're keeping that chest wide open. Last time to the other side. Tuck those knees nice and high up so you can feel that in the upper back and come back to the center. Nice. Reach around and hug your knees and just rest there for a moment. So in this next posture, we're going to open the channel directly across the chest, heart protector. So let's take our arms out now, straight out from the sides. And you want to align your middle finger to be directly in alignment with the center of your chest. So there's one long line from one middle finger to the other, back of the palms on the floor. From here, we press into both feet. With both feet pressing up, we flex the feet. We take a breath in. And when you exhale, draw those legs all the way to your right side. Now you're going to bring them as close to the floor as they can come without that left shoulder lifting. Stay where you are. Inhale, pressing into both feet, straightening the legs. And exhale, bring the legs up to the center. Nice job. Inhale, draw the legs all the way to the side. Keep back of both palms pressing flat into the mat. And exhale, bring the legs back to the center. And you're going to continue. Each inhalation, you're coming to the side. As you do so, you're keeping the back of both hands flat on the mat, shoulders flat. Nice. Exhale to the center. Inhalation over. See if you can bring those legs a little closer to the floor each time. And then exhale all the way up. Nice. We're going to do that one last time each side. Inhale over. Press into the feet. Ground the shoulders and the hands, opening the heart. Nice. Exhale to the center. This is our last time. Inhale over to the side and squeeze this last bit of nectar out of the shape. Draw the legs right back to the center. Big exhale. Beautiful. Hug those knees into the chest. Give the knees a good hug. And we're just going to stretch that belly out gently for a moment. So you're going to bring your hands underneath your buttocks, palms flat down. You want your thumbs touching, palms flat down to the mat under your buttocks, and then lengthen out your legs. Draw your elbows together so they come as close as possible under your waist. Press into your hands and lift your heart and look at your feet. Come all the way up so you can see your feet. Then lengthen back, rest the top of your head lightly on the floor. We're going to rest here for just a few breaths, pressing firmly into your buttocks, your hands and your elbows. The heart is shining to the ceiling. And as you breathe here, you want to breathe from your belly, through your ribs, into the chest as the chest shines open. Last few breaths, feel the diaphragm expanding as the heart fills with the nectar of your breath. And then release. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock your knees from side to side. And then come to rest in Shavasana. Legs lengthen out, palms open. We close the eyes and we relax.